Hello and welcome to episode 214 of Impacted, coming to you live via the Total Nonstop Impact Network on YouTube and Twitch. And if you listen on the go, then we're also available on SoundCloud, Spotify, and of course, wherever you listen to your favorite shows. I am your host, Bison, and today I am joined by the man simply known to us as LimpstarUK. Well, to be fair, he comes to us via his local nightclub because he is our resident DJ, of course. The LimpstarUK himself, Craig. Hello, buddy.
Hey, mate, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry about that, guys. We had a bit of a miscommunication on start times and stuff, but we're here now. So that's all good. We're all here, and that's all good. Have you had a good week, bud?
Yeah, it's been eventful, but it's been pretty good. Like, well, I had some really bad news in the sense that I lost a close friend, but yeah, that was sad. But it's just how you move on from it and stuff. He didn't want me to be sad, so yeah, you just press on. Don't you? But mate, eat, sleep, work, repeat. It's been relentless.
Okay, no, I appreciate that, bud. I mean, we know that sometimes these things sort of come in waves as well, don't they? I know that we've had a wave of crappy stuff going on in our lives over here as well. So it's all good. Unfortunately, Joe's not with us today, but he's all good, and he'll be back with us fighting fit next week. Not always,
leave a message in the YouTube, so I don't know if the guys want to give Joker a little shout out and just wish him well.
Yeah, I think we should wish him well. He's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. Yeah, the one thing is here, I cannot see, because obviously we haven't got Joe producing today, I can't actually see the chat very well. So you'll have to bear with me. I can see that we've got Somerset. Probably, yeah. I can see we've got Somerset. I'm trying out a new background, dude.
On YouTube. Yeah, it's flickering like anything. You look like one of them flashing lights in Las Vegas, if I'm honest.
Really? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you okay. It just looks pants.
It looks pants. Okay, I will take it off for next time. I can't do it right now, but actually, I might be able to. Hang on. Let's have a look. See if I take it off.
Yeah, I see.
If it looks
dropping in the questions already, it's going to be an eventful show. We've got a lot to cover.
Yeah, I can see it already. Yeah, let's get the background. Then okay. If people are not digging the background, let's get rid of it.
You can prepare your room and all that lot and do all that decorating and then cover it up with the background. That looks so much better.
Well, I just thought it'd be cool to have a background, you know what I mean?
That's it.
There you go. All right, we won't have any backgrounds. Calm yourself down. It's all good.
I was about to walk out then.
You see me a little bit better, of course. I appreciate that. You were? Were you like? Were you basically?
I was done. I was
going
to do Josh Alexander.
Fair enough. And I do need a front light. You're right. The problem is all the lights are behind me, so I do need to sort myself out with a front light. But yeah, no, that's right. It's true. I'm back in witness protection, so just be careful. Let's not let everybody know about me on the show. But there you go. Yeah, I'm back in witness protection, trying to cover up. But listen, you need to start muffling my voice. Maybe I put some sort of like emoji. Put like a big yellow emoji around my face. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I could wear a Pentagon mask. That'd be cool. I'm down with that. I've actually got some Lucha Libre masks downstairs. So you know what? Next week, I might wear one.
Oh, okay.
How about that? I might come on wearing my Lucha Libre mask. But there we go. So I'm going to rely on you. I don't know if Bill's still in the background, but I wonder whether if possible, we can get the chat going on the site so we could see that. I don't know. If you're listening, Bill, I would appreciate if you could do that because I can't do it from where I am. But we'll leave that with you. If you could do it, great. If you can't, don't worry about it. So today is just going to be literally me and Craig baffling on. We're probably not going to have any sound bites. We're probably not going to not do anything different. It's just literally me and I mean we could go I believe in Joe Hendry, and we could do that, I guess. I don't know, but There we go. Look at that. See? Ask and you shall receive.
Say the chat and it appears.
The legend. That's it. Say the chat and it appears. Yeah, so there we are. Everyone's in the chat, but it's so small I can't read it. So can you let me know who we've got in today, please, Craig? Give me a shout.
Yeah, man, we've got everyone's here. Mrs. Nemeth's here. Courtney. We've got Slammer. Next Bike's in early. Gipster. Apparently my audio keeps going on and off. Maybe he's like turning his speakers on and off. That's not my problem. That's your problem. Jesse Entertainment's here. Christ, we've got loads of people, man. It's good to see. Thanks everyone for jumping in so early and in the chat. Yeah, it's all going good. We've got a capacitive crowd. So, and Paul Matheson just jumped in as well. It's all good.
Look at that. It's a bit like Genesis itself. It's a sold out show.
That's it.
Isn't it? Total non-stop impact. Impacted is a sold out show today. Loads of people are in. Absolutely superb. But yeah, how about that partnership? We are going to talk about that in a little bit. But let's get stuck into some news, rumors, review, whatever. And I'm not going to talk about Impact. That's pointless. Hello, Eric. Nice to see you, bub. Right. There's been lots of media interviews with the talent, is it Cora Jade? It's been busted. It's been on Busted Open. Nic Nemeth and Joe Hendry dropping John Cena as a possible opponent on TNA programming. I just don't know what we're going to do. But with regards, of course, to the brand spanking new WWE and TNA partnership, anything can happen, boy. Anything can happen. I mean, what are your thoughts on the partnership? And what do you think we could expect from it?
Man, where do I start? I mean, it's like 2 years ago. If I said to you, "Oh, do you know what? We're going to get NXT talents turn up on TNA and stuff like that," you would have checked my gaff and asked what I was smoking. Do you know what I mean? It's just absolutely baffling. Like, you know yourself what it's like to play on the games and then you create your own characters and stuff like that. You have them evolve and emerge and stuff like that. It's just to have TNA and WWE on the same page after a certain other relationship we had with another wrestling company, which I won't mention this week, was just completely one-sided. This just seems like they're going, right, we want to do this. What do you think? And then the other side's going, yes, we like it. What do you want to do? And it's just, we're coming together and it's just insane. Like Bonkers has just said there, Axiom versus the Rascals. Like, I've got to say it, the fact that they turned up at Genesis and then like we've got a match off the back of it, it's just insane. It's absolutely insane. I'm in that moment now where it's exciting to watch wrestling because it's totally unpredictable. Totally unpredictable.
It certainly is. It's certainly unpredictable. We've definitely got a delay on you, Craig. Just so that you're aware, we've got a delay and you are breaking up slightly. So I'm just so you're aware. So yeah, I mean, from my point of view, I think the biggest the biggest area that it is the benefit for TNA has to be not even the talent, not even any talent coming over. It's the exposure that we're going to get to more and more wrestling fans or WWE fans who are going to get to find out about TNA. And of course, you know, now basically the WWE are saying it's okay to watch TNA. Go and watch TNA, it's fine. Which I think is really, really cool. And of course, you know, when you think about the power behind the machine that is WWE, you know, well, you saw we had the announcement, and all of a sudden, ticket sales rocketed again. So you cannot underestimate the power of the WWE and the publicity that they can give us. I think is basically, you know, priceless. I think that is absolutely priceless what we can gain there. Then of course we've got the talents coming over. Then of course we can do the cross promotional stuff, storylines and all that kind of stuff can be cross promoted. One of the other things I think which is really cool is that if they are going to do a cross promotional storyline, for instance, that, you know, comes into NXT, then pops out this, then, you know, the storyline gets continued on Impact, for instance, and then back to NXT. What you've got is the WWE and the TNA creative guys working together to create the best possible story. And I think when you think about the people they've got over there, your Shawn Michaels and obviously, Triple H and whoever else they've got going on over there, I think it's a fantastic opportunity for the creative side and the business side of TNA to learn. And if they learn and they put on some great stuff, and even from a production value point of view as well, because one thing I did notice about Genesis is the fact that the production value, the TV production value, seemed to be stronger. We weren't getting so many cuts. We're not getting like 100 cuts a match. So that had slowed down. I thought the quality of the picture was absolutely fantastic. We then have the new setup. Now I don't know if we're not going to get the tunnel anymore. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe they'll save the tunnel for the impacts. We'll just get the tunnel when it comes to impact shows, and then when we get to the big pay-per-views, we'll get that new setup. With the 3 screens and the sort of kind of the lines that were going kind of across the top looked pretty smart. Gave it a big deal feel. When you saw some of the photographs that were looking towards the stage, I think they looked really, really good. And then of course we had some fantastic shots as well from the ring looking out to the audience, which was great. Are you back, Craig? Can't hear you, mate. Have you
let's try that one. Is that any better?
That's much better. That's much better. There was a slight delay now, but it's better. Much better. Like, you're not by so that's good. So I was just talking about the production value.
I was
Genesis,
still watching and listening. I was just backstage.
I thought the production value was taking a step up.
I think the only thing that I would pick on would be the countdown, like where they've done that radio show and stuff like that. Again, it's just one of those things where I don't know if it's because of the DJing side of things or the sound engineering side of things, but it's when it comes down to the sound quality. Like they had our 2 commentators, they were distorted on some of the things they were saying. You had the whole Gia thing, and then Mark Henry was about to talk and it all squeaked. I'm just like, come on, guys, we've been doing this for years. But I totally agree with you. Like, if you look at that event that we done with the WrestleCade crew and the camera crew there, and the quality that we had at Genesis, completely different worlds. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if WWE have had a chat and said, like, this is how we do it or whatever, but the quality of that product is so, like, superior now. It completely blows the old shows away, to be fair.
Yeah, I think so. I think what I was trying to say was that no, I agree with that. I wasn't necessarily. I was talking about more Genesis as a whole rather than the Countdown show. But there was some differences actually between the Countdown sound quality and the actual main show. There was differences there. I didn't really care for that. I was going to talk about that later, but I didn't really care for the whole busted open thing. I thought that was a bit kind of weird. I don't think the crowd were really into it either. They didn't really. It's very difficult to engage in something like that. They're not there for that. You know what I mean? They're there for the wrestling. They're there for some badass fights. You know what I mean? So I think it was a bit of a weird thing, but it was different. They were trying something different. I personally, I don't think it works, so I hope they don't do it.
I think it was maybe good for exposure, to be fair. But and we've got the links. I personally thought as soon as I heard Busted Open, I thought we were going to see Bully Ray. I really hoped that we were going to get Bully Ray, but we didn't. So, but the main host guy, whose name is way beyond me, the grey-haired guy with the glasses, he was present. Do you know what I mean? He was good on camera and stuff like that, and he hyped up the crowd and stuff. So I appreciate what they've done with us, but I'm with you. Like, I wouldn't miss it if we don't do it again.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's something that they should do on a regular basis. I think it was cool to do it as a one-off. But I don't think it's something that really engages particularly well with the live audience, because they didn't really engage with it. It was kind of like, oh, they're doing that stage thing again, so we'll have a chat and a pint. You know what I mean? It's time to go to the bar and grab a drink. certain activities. In football, it would be the visit to the pies, the visit to the pie shop to go and grab a pie at half time. It's kind of a bit like that, but it worked. It was cool to see Mark Henry. I think it was. I think that was the thing, and the two matches were really good as well. So it did have its pluses, but we'll talk about that a bit more in a minute.
Okay.
Now, Layfield also apparently turned up. Now, I didn't see WWE Raw, but he's obviously turned up on WWE Raw. He was showing up the New Day. I saw a little clip of that, which I thought was cool. In fact, it just goes to show how good JBL actually is when it comes to the backstage stuff and the promo work and all that. He's very believable. But I still none the wiser on what the fuck is going on with him. But anyway, I'm sure we're going to find out at some point what's going on with JBL. I really don't know what it is, but
do you want to know
hopefully,
like one thing? Oh man, nearly said, do you want to know something? Oh, I'm not going to say it like that.
You want to know?
No,
something?
I'm not doing. No, I don't want to hear it. No, there's no sound bites. I'm actually Alicia free at the minute. That's pretty good. But yeah, on Impact, I know I'm going back a bit, but when Nemeth and Hendry were chatting in the ring, it was a fact where you could see Nic Nemeth's lips go JBL, but they made it go John Layfield. So I don't know if they cut that in after, but the audio splice was hilarious. And then it's like, you've just called him JBL there, but it's almost like they have to call him John Layfield. The crowd were chanting JBL, but they were like, John Layfield, John Layfield. I'm like, why can't we just call him what we know him as? So I don't know if that's under a trademark thing or something like that, but honestly, like that clothesline from hell, I'm sure we'll get to it, but Jesus Christ, I hope Kaz is okay, put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, yeah. And the Nic Nemeth got the not Nick, the other Nemeth brother got the punch.
Yeah,
which was interesting. Just literally knocked him off his feet, which is funny. But yeah, so I mean, there's there is plenty of positives. I mean, obviously we've got that going on. A few other bits. It was still not 100% sure what that is. I think it's obviously going to have a payoff because, to be fair, at the moment it's very like random.
Yeah.
Very random. So it's got to have a payoff somewhere along the line. I was hoping we were going to see the payoff at Genesis.
Yeah,
same. But it doesn't look like we are. So it's sort of kind of continuing on. Okay, so Genesis. So Jordynne Grace against Tessa Blanchard. It was officially her final match in TNA. There was footage released of the locker room clapping her off and giving her some.
I haven't actually seen that footage. I've been I did have a little look and stuff like that, and I was just like, oh damn it, I haven't managed to see it. Someone mentioned it to me and said that Jordynne just completely blanked Tessa, and I was like, well, I'm not shocked, but it would be good to see the actual genuine friction there.
I don't think she did. I've watched it a couple of times because the first time I watched it, I thought that as well. But I don't think she did. I think what happened was as she was coming out, you saw Tessa on the side giving her a clap, but then Gail Kim walked straight towards her. And so obviously she's going to go to Gail, right? So then she went straight to Gail and they both embraced.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was genuine. I don't think she genuinely blanked Tessa. I really don't. I think it was just that Gail was there.
The thing is, like, I know we'll get to that match, but like that match, man, them two girls. Like, what did I say the other week? I was just like, will it be on par with Gail Kim versus Taryn Terrell with like the slamming on the mats and stuff like that? Mate, those two women, Jesus Christ! Like, I was watching it and I was like, obviously entertained as a wrestling fan. But when they stiff a move, like there was so many in that, they were just battering each other, and like how they were both like able to finish that match, I don't know.
Yeah, mate, it was something else. That was an insane match, and we'll get to talk about that in a second because, yeah, we've got some serious shit to talk about with that one. Okay, so. What Barry said, it has improved massively since she was last in TNA. I guess spend a lot of time in Mexico may do that, training with the men and stuff may do that. I don't know.
She's been a champion.
I would say
she's been a champion pretty much everywhere that she's been.
I say she was always good.
Oh, absolutely.
I say she's always been awesome. She's always been awesome. I mean, whether she's improved, I don't know.
She was a TNA champion. You know what I mean?
Her promo work was good. I think she was great. I've always thought she was good in the ring. I've never had any issue, and I think what I saw just back that up. I didn't see anything that would say to me she's better or worse. It just exactly
I
what
would
I was
love to have
expecting, if
seen
I'm
her
honest.
versus Trinity, because they're like, obviously we've seen Trinity live at Coventry. I saw Tessa Blanchard live in 2018. Those are two wrestlers who I reckon would just absolutely smash it. And I mean, like, I'm moving away from the controversy. I know some of the people in the comments are going to be like, really? But what I'm saying is, on a wrestling platform, those two going at it would have just been insane. I don't know if that could happen in the future. Who knows? Because we're in a partnership with
Yeah.
WWE now.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go. I mean, here we go. Barry thought she was quite average before, but we
That's
all
fair
have
enough.
our own opinion. That's true, Barry. That is true. If that's what you thought, that's fine. I always thought she was very good. I mean, you only got to look at her match with Sami Callihan, really. That was insane. Okay, so PCO throws a tantrum at a GCW show and starts to destroy the DMC belt with a sledgehammer. It turns out, though, that TNA have said that they actually have the original, as PCO was carrying a replica on the road, even though he didn't realize that, apparently. What are your thoughts on this? Is this a shoot or is this
Oh,
a
it's
story?
just PCO trying to get some attention because his career's on its ass. Like, let's be honest. You have to be saved by Sami Callihan on promo and stuff like that, and be introduced as dead meat or whatever, and then just the same 5 moves. Pointless champion. Just, yeah, good riddance. I'm sorry, but like I generally think it was just a prop and all that lot. And like the guy from GCW, the guy in the ring with the microphone, I forget his name, and I wouldn't mention him anyway, because he's an ass. He absolutely despises TNA. He's been very vocal in the past, like slating our talents and stuff like that. I think it was an issue, something to do with Scott D'Amore not letting TNA talents go to GCW and wrestle and stuff, even though Masha has been over there and stuff. Anyway, getting away from all that mumbo jumbo, it was a stunt. And not being funny, everyone's focusing on PCO smashing up the title at GCW. Tell me something else that happened on that GCW show. There we go. That's it. That's like, I'm not slating GCW. I do like some of GCW, Mance Warner, and some of the other guys there whose names have left me. But like, it is a cool concept. But to have that as the big shiny headline and have the company go, do you know what? Weren't actually the title. We've got the real one here, and that was just a replica. It's sad, man. It was a nothing story, and it got them got them buzz. But like, I know I say, like, as Scott D'Amore said, negative buzz is still buzz. That was just bullshit. It was just a nothing story.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a bit disappointed really in PCO because I thought if this turns out to be a shoot, the guy, I think they've treated the guy extremely well considering he's
I
an
reckon,
OAP.
because he done photos on a plane or whatever at one point saying like, oh, this is how a champion like should be treated and stuff like that. And I saw obviously dirt sheets and comments online saying, well, Scott D'Amore promised him the heavyweight title when he signed with the company. He's never going to get that in TNA. Not now, not in the current wave and stuff like that. And then the only thing for him now is go GCW, go off to MLPW or whatever it is that Scott's doing now, go be a champion there and go ride out your career. I appreciate what he's done and stuff like that. I'll never forget him having his mouth stapled shut and stuff. But I'm just saying, you've literally burnt a bridge for a company that done nothing but accommodate you and push you. They let you have your stupid ass theatrical entrance for about 3 months in a row. How many times have you got to be jump started before your head gasket's gone? Do you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. But yeah, good riddance to him, man. I think we're done with him. Do you know what I mean? And I hope so. I hope the door hit him in the ass on the way out.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he is one of the old ass, talents that needed to go. You can't give someone of his age like a huge spotlight position. That then makes you a joke. So I think at the end of the day, he was good for the time he was here. He did a fantastic job at promoting Slammiversary last year. Give him his flowers for that, and he obviously had to earn his money. But if the rumors are true, that a lot of the talents that have gone were being overpaid, then good riddance,
Yeah.
because I would rather the money was spent on other, some younger up and coming talents that are going to put, they're going to put decent, decent bums in seats, because at the end of the day, that's what we need. We need bums in seats, and we need people watching this product. And to be fair, they're not. I don't think they're going to watch it for PCO. I can't.
I
see
hope they
that,
bring back
to
SDL
be
though.
honest.
I know that she's married to him or whatever, but I hope they bring her back and she says about some horrible breakup and blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But,
that would
yeah.
be cool. That would be cool. But some PCO is only 46 years old, 56.
Yeah.
I think you'll find he's 56. 46, you're having a laugh. He's young. That means he's younger than me. Don't give me that.
Oh, Barry, I will say.
Anyway.
He says, "Are you a PCO fan or not? Get off the fence." I got to be honest, mate. If you haven't spotted it from my little rant there, then I'd probably have a little look at your social construct there, because I think it's pretty obvious I'm not.
However, Craig, you did promise you would be the left tip.
Absolutely,
out
yeah.
show.
Like
you did.
if PCO comes back this week on TNA Impact or anything like that, then next week I will do the whole show with my left tit out.
Just your left tit.
Do you know what? The whole show, you won't see any of this. It will just be my nipple.
You're just going to have a nipple on the screen.
Just be the nipple. There we go. Something to look forward to, guys. See you next week.
Okay. Oh, I cannot wait. Honestly, I cannot wait. Okay, so we're still no closer to find out exactly who or what 23
That's the amount of fans that
are
gutted that PCO's gone.
I like it. I like it. There's a lot of you thinking it's got something to do with PCO. I'm not so sure on that. Just because it was coming up at that point, it could have something to do with Sammy. Maybe it is Sammy. Maybe it's somebody coming for Sammy. I believe it's more related to Sammy Callahan than it is PCO.
I'll tell you it is.
So
Tennille Dashwood. There you go.
No. Just no. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. I'll end up having a proper rant if we start talking about Tennille Dashwood. I'm just not prepared. I'm not prepared for it. But Craig,
yes,
I'm sure we'll find out.
I bloody hope so, mate. I hope it's something to do with
Thursday.
Sammy. Do you know what I mean? And Sammy brings in, look at the. Have you seen the tag team that Gia Miller's dealing with in Wrestling Revolver?
Well, I pointed that one out,
you
but
did.
it turns out, it turns out that Cruel, which is one of the guys, is actually signed to MLW, and I didn't know that.
Okay.
So the likelihood of getting them over would be probably quite slim. Again, I don't know whether he's signed to an official deal or whether it's a paper appearance. I just don't know. So, but the belief is that he is signed to MLW, which would make it difficult to bring both of them over at the same time to be the tag team or get Gia Miller involved in all of that. Obviously, the big news coming out of Genesis was that Mackenzie Mitchell's back, which as well she ring announced. But again, she was, years ago, she was the backstage girl, wasn't she? So I don't know. I mean, is there a possibility that Gia's moving into a more on-screen kind of managerial wrestling role? I'm
not sure, but like with Gia, before, I don't know how loud you had your TV before the main event at Genesis, but when the camera was zooming in before Santino started talking to the Busted Open guys on stage, you could definitely hear Gia bossing them all about and telling them like when to talk and where to stand and stuff like that. So I think she's a lot more involved with TNA than we will ever know at the minute. But yeah, Gia's definitely worth her weight in gold to us.
Well, she is amazing. Can I just say hello to Adam quickly? He's just popped in.
Oh, mate.
Interestingly, yeah. Is that your mate?
Yeah. He's tuned in. I've made him watch TNA for a little bit, so he's starting to get to know the characters.
Oh, I like it. Nice to see you, Adam. Thanks for joining us. Well, here's the thing. Somebody just and I not thought about this before, but somebody just talked about Could it be Jake Christ and Alan Angels 23? Possibly. Well, here's the thing. If maybe it was 444, I'd go with that because 444 is the number of an angel, isn't it?
True.
But 23, I'm not really sure what 23 relates to now. You know, is it just the date? Is it just the fact that Impact is live on the 23rd of January? Is that what 23 means? That something is happening at the live Impact taping. Someone is coming, something specific is going to happen, and it's related to the 23rd of January. I don't know. That's just a thought that I'm throwing out there. And that's interesting as well. Apparently, this Thursday will be Josh Alexander's last show. Obviously, he's quit, but we will get to that as we get into there. But yeah, Gia has been learning the ropes, everything behind the scenes. From what I've heard as well, Simon, she's got a media background before she joined TNA, and I think she came on and spoke about that on a US review show, an Impact review show from some point last year, where she talks about her media back. She's got a degree, I believe, in media. So so she's probably got a lot going on. I don't know. What's this? Kylan King is going to return within 2 till 10 months. Okay,
Really?
well, there's definitely a. I don't know. That's definitely a long period to be thinking about. But anyway, dude, let's get on to Genesis.
Yes.
So we've got the Countdown show, which was featuring the Busted Open crew as well. So we saw Mark Henry, we saw is it Dave
Yes.
LaGreca? We saw him as well, and obviously Tommy Dreamer was on there. And Gia Miller was sort of kind of like the go-between host of that segment as well, which was interesting. But as the official liaison between TNA and NXT, Ariana Grace arrives on the Countdown to Genesis. She reveals that many of her friends will be here tonight, kicking off the partnership between TNA and WWE. Is Ashante Adonis. He issues an open challenge to any TNA star, and is answered by none other than Jake something. And to be honest, Jake basically comes out and destroys Ashante Adonis in an awesome display of power. Finish him off, of course, into the void. And that was that. That was the first match done. His ass was truly kicked. And it was nice to see a TNA talent go straight over an NXT talent straight into that partnership. What did you think on this one?
Mate, I thought it was a really nice touch. The fact that we've gone WWE and TNA partnership. We get out one of their talents who, don't get me wrong, he's got the presence and that, stage presence and that, but putting him up against Jake something. Not being funny, it's like sending your little kid to the park to have a kickabout with Wayne Rooney. They're never going to win. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to happen. But yeah, it was a really good presence. And I think for those NXT fans out there who aren't familiar with TNA, welcome to TNA, because we've got someone like Jake Something on the roster, and I don't think that that's going to be the last time that Adonis and Jake Something meet.
No, I think there might be another rematch along the line somewhere. But I tell you, the dude needs to do some research, because there's some serious badasses on this roster. And if he was expecting someone else to come out, I don't know. But Jake something. It was good to see Jake. I mean, he wasn't originally on the card, so it was great to see Jake get some flowers on the Genesis pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So pleased to see that. The Systems JDC joins Tom Hannafan and Matthew Raybell on commentary, as Leon Slater battles the Call Your Shots trophy holder and, of course, the king of TNA, Frankie Kazarian. Now, Kazarian pushes Slater off the top rope, sending him crashing into the floor before Slater quickens the pace, flying with the top rope crossbody for 2. Kazarian catches him with the slingshot cutter for a near fall of his own. Slater soars over the corner turnbuckle. That's sort of kind of become his signature thing now. Taking him out on the outside. JDC trash talks Slater from the announce desk. Kazarian gets his knees up on the Swanton 450 attempt, then rolls Slater up with a hold of the tights to get the win. We saw the very first match live, didn't we, Bub?
Yes.
Between these two.
Yes, we did.
I think this was definitely on a par with that first match. I did enjoy it. Slater is a special talent, and there's big things in the future.
Do you know Hannafin said that he's been in the business for 10 years? I'm like, what? So he started when he was like 10?
Also. Yes.
Jesus, man. But the thing is, it's like, when I was so...
He told me that on the interview.
The thing is yes, but the thing is with me being so shocked by that, it's like, well, how does like an 11 or 12-year-old wrestle? I suppose you go through the basics and stuff like that. But you can tell, like, you know, now that it's been said, he looks like he's been doing it for 10 years at least, because he's like, he went toe-to-toe with Kaz, a legend in TNA. Do you know what I mean? Like a TNA original and stuff like that. And he went toe-to-toe with him. He showed, like, I'll say it, he showed him off a bit. Do you know what I mean? And like he won the crowd over and stuff like that. And the fact that he's from the UK, I know it's a token thing and stuff like that. But having a UK talent like that, so young, and going to TNA and smashing it like he has, that's going to give hope to so many wrestlers over here. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I don't think it's going to be long before Dyrese joins him. I have a funny feeling they're not going to put the X Division title on him yet. I have a funny feeling that they're going to bring Dyrese over. We're going to get Boisterous Behavior going for the tag titles and stuff like that. I think that's where they're going to go. I hope so, because as a team, they're fantastic. And even Dyrese is an incredible talent on his own.
Yeah.
So if they could sign him, that would be like this, baby. It would be like mwah, chef's kiss, if you ask me. But yeah, Leon Slater is absolutely fantastic. Bonkers, you're right. Okay, so we went through that. We then had some kind of I don't really know what it was really. Just some discussion about Genesis from the Busted Open crew, giving some predictions and all that kind of crap. But either way, Genesis then goes live. We then get pop and R&B artist Cameron Wright singing the national anthem. I didn't have any idea who she was, but she had a lovely voice. So
I usually cringe when someone
fabulous.
sings a national anthem, not just because it's the US one, anyone. When you have them at a stadium and stuff like that, she was actually really, really good. She she was really good, and it's great to see that interaction from the crowd and stuff like that. It was a beautiful moment for them, and it's one of those things that when you have that at the start of a pay-per-view, they're going all out with it. It's almost like they've put the cherry on top of it.
I don't know the talent. Do you know her?
No, I'm not that familiar with her. I'll probably have a little look, seeing a scope through on Spotify or something. But I just mean, when I remember an old pay-per-view, I believe it was a WCW one. They had Zakk Wylde played national anthem on a guitar. Do you know what I mean? That was cool as fuck. But the thing is just having that person, just that one voice presenting to all those people and having them all engaged and stuff like that, that really sets the bar for the show, I think. And I thought it was a beautiful touch, and it was really good.
I think so. Well, she had a lovely voice. I mean, she had a fantastic voice. You can't take anything away from that. And I think it just had everybody engaged. Yeah. And I think when you've got a good set of pipes like that singing your national anthem, you're gonna stand up and give it this and and all that. And I think it was nice. So as promised, Moose unveils the new X Division Championship belt. What did you think of it quickly before we get into the match? I don't like the colour of the strap.
Do you not?
I'm not going to lie.
Mate, I thought it.
No.
As soon as I seen it, I thought, oh, there we go. Do you know what I mean? That is a belt. That is a title.
I like the gold plates, but I don't know. I think it would look better on.
I think we're going to see that belt.
Maybe white.
Yeah.
Maybe a white belt.
I got a feeling we've redone that belt and we've got that design and stuff like that, because we're going to see that on a talent from NXT at some point in the very near future.
Who knows? Possibly. But who knows? Anyway, we get into the match, and The bell rings. Austin immediately goes on the attack with a running drop kick. The fight spills, of course, to the outside where Moose whips him into the barricade. JDC provides a distraction allowing Moose to hit a thundering choke slam into the apron. Still not as good as JBL's. Austin just makes it back into the ring before the referee's 10 count. Moose connects with a go to hell, but Austin stays alive. Austin fights back with a series of strikes. Then counters another go to hell attempt. Moose inadvertently spears JDC, allowing Austin to capitalize with the fold on the outside. The System, Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers appear at ringside, but Austin takes them out with a soar to glory. Moose appears. Moose spears Austin out of mid-air for a very close near fall. Moose counters the art of finesse, then hits one final spear to get the win. Incredible match. Austin was awesome in this match, and Moose was awesome too. I really thought this was a fantastic match to start a pay-per-view. But after the match, the System then surrounded Austin. When Steve Maclin, Eric Young, even the odds, they brawl around, obviously, the ringside area, and that was that. Now, we later then found out this week that they've got a name called the Renegades or something. They've got a tag name called the Renegades, I believe.
Yeah.
So that I think that should be called. I thought they looked awesome together. What did you think?
Well, the thing is like Maclin, he's got his, his tag history from WWE, and Eric Young, he's been a tag champ before, hasn't he? But both those guys, TNA heavyweight champions, and they're joined to be a tag team. Do you know what I mean? I swear, seeing them against the Hardys would be a showstopper. Seeing them against Ace Austin and Chris Bay when he comes back and stuff like that, again, showstopper. I really think that it just gives that old school feel to it as well, because we've got two heavyweight guys who are teaming up, and it's just going to be some classic kind of tag team action. But we're going to see them against people like the Rascals and stuff, who are all trippy flippy and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be such like an old school taste of wrestling, but brought up to present day. It's going to be really good. I do like it.
Okay, yeah, I'm down with that, definitely. So the competition finally enters the ring, and our next matchup is underway. Alicia trips up Maclin from the outside, allowing the System to gain control. After several minutes, both Maclin and Eddie are down following double clotheslines. Maclin makes the tag to Young, and he goes on the attack. Young hits Myers with a top rope elbow, drop the two. Of the top rope elbow drop for two. Alicia intercepts, caught in the crosshairs from Maclin. The referee is distracted, allowing Alicia to strike Maclin. Myers follows up with a spear. He loves a good spear, don't they, the System? But it's not enough. Young prevents the System overload as Maclin spikes Myers with the is it the Kia? I don't know what KIA to win.
KIA. Killed in action.
That's it, Kate. That's it. This was a great match. Again,
Joe, piss off.
Yeah, what a match! But you know what I mean. I don't know. We get a fantastic opening match that then leads into we got two matches down. Like before you realised it, we went pie really, really quick.
Yeah.
And both the opening matches I thought were fantastic. For me, it was almost like a double opening match.
Yeah.
Because the way it sort of just seamlessly followed into the next match was brilliant. Yeah, I loved it. I thought this was great. I think Maclin and Young are an awesome team.
I'm a bit of a Maclin mark, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? He's just...
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I wasn't convinced when he first joined, and I was a bit skeptical about him and that, and then slowly but surely, he's emerged and stuff like that, and then he's stuck up for the company, and then he's really, really flown the flag for TNA, and that's a company guy now, and that's someone, he's teamed up with Eric Young, as we know, on a more permanent basis, and long may it continue. You know, like I'll say it, when he done his one and done with Santana, I thought they were great together. But that's, again, both those have tag history. But now he's on the same team as Eric Young. I just think that those two are going to absolutely run riot in TNA.
I think so too. I think so. I think we could be looking at a potential tag champs at some point in 2025 there. Okay, so we then got the concierge coming out, doing his introduction, obviously, by Ash and Heather by Elegeance. But there you go. So we had all that going on. There was lots of boos. And then when they come out, lots of cheers. So it was weird because it was kind of like they boo for him, but when Ash and Heather come out, they cheer. So it's kind of it's a weird thing. So anyway, Ash and Heather by Elegeance jump. Oh yeah, they jump Spitfire before the opening bell to gain the early advantage. Spitfire quickly turned the table with a double team offense. The personal concierge distracts the referee as Ash kicks Luna from the apron. Ash and Heather plant Luna with a double team foot stomp to the floor. Luna dropkicks Ash to create some much needed separation. Luna makes the tag to Threat, who quickens the pace. Threat hits Heather with a sit down driver, but Ash breaks the pin with a meteora, I think that's what they call it. Threat tosses Heather out of the ring with pop shove it. Spitfire put Ash away with a pressure drop to win. Again, I thought this was a really good match. A lot of people are sort of kind of like, not as high on the not on the KO tag sort of division as it is at the minute. But I have to say, they're putting on great matches. Spitfire are great champions. And if you're not down with the Spitfire, I've just got to say to you, because they are the nuts. What do you think?
Yeah, like I won't lie, I'm not the biggest Spitfire fan. I do think that Danny Luna deserves a solo run, but I would say that just like in that match especially, they showed how well they gelled together. And then going against the Elegeance girls, they did wipe the floor with them a little bit. But I would just say that it was a good match, but it wasn't in my top three.
But it was solid. I mean, not every match is going to be your top three match. Only three of them can be in your top three, Craig.
Yes, very true.
And there's 7 or 8 matches on the card. So I get what you say, but I think it was a solid match. I enjoyed it a lot. I do enjoy Spitfire. I'm a big fan of Spitfire, and the By Elegeance brand is cool too. I'm thinking they might see another member join the Elegeance crew at some point. It'd be cool to see a man. Do you remember, like years ago, if I remember rightly, the Beautiful People had Mr.
Billy
Ass,
Gunn, yeah.
They did, didn't they? They had Billy Gunn.
What
right?
they call him? He's in AEW now. I think they call him Uncle Ass. So, because obviously, well, whatever.
He was Mr.
Yeah,
Ass.
but
He was
AEW
Mr. Ass.
doing AEW things. Oh damn it! I mentioned it. I was kind of promising myself I wouldn't mention them. But no, like, I can see what you mean, but like maybe bring back someone like Caleb Conley or something like that, and make him like active, if you know what I mean. There we go. Cute Kip. Yes, that's who he was with brilliant knowledge.
Cute Kip, that's it. Yeah, Cute Kip.
Kip ass. Yeah, I think we could do with the concierge. I would love to have the concierge on commentary because he's just so good. So good. Controls the crowd, gives zero fucks. And he would just be a great third man. He reminds me a little bit of JBL back in the day. Oh, JB. No, JB.
Yeah, man.
Not JBL.
That's it.
By Elegeance needs Johnny Swinger. Can you imagine?
That would be cool. Yeah, he would certainly fit the mold. Anyway, call your shot gauntlet. Call your shot trophy holder. Frankie Kazarian places the target on tonight's TNA World Title bout between Nic Nemeth and Joe Hendry. So we get all that backstage. We then get Tessa Blanchard returning for obviously in-ring collision with former Knockouts champion Jordynne Grace. The fight is on as Grace hits the dive hits a dive through the ropes, followed by a juggernaut jackhammer on the floor. Blanchard drops her on the steel steps to gain control in the ring. Grace fights off a sunset flip attempt, smashing Blanchard face first into the turnbuckle. Instead, Blanchard hits a modified code breaker out of the corner for a 2. Grace turns the tide with a fall-away slam on the top rope. Grace hits a sit-down powerbomb for 2. Blanchard bounces back with a destroyer for a near fall of her own. Grace hits a rolling Death Valley driver. Nice. Off the steps to the floor. Blanchard attempts to remove the turnbuckle pad. Blanchard drops her with a buzz saw into an exposed turnbuckle for another near fall. This time, Blanchard drives her into an exposed turnbuckle for a bulldog, followed by a magnum perfecto to win. This match has to be in my top 2 of the. In fact, it probably is my favorite match of the night. I often say that any match involving Jordynne Grace or Masha Slamovich or people like Bang for Glory, Masha Slamovich, Jordynne Grace, best match of the night. End of. No comparison. Best match of the night. Genesis, Jordynne Grace versus Tessa Blanchard, arguably the best match of the night.
Definitely a match of the year contender already, and it's January.
That's exactly why Tessa Blanchard is back. Exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that. She is back because she can produce bangers like that. I cannot wait to see Tessa go one-on-one with Masha Slamovich or someone like Kylan King. Maybe Tasha Steelz would be a good one. There's some good matches.
This is the thing, like we're in that age of TNA where we have the Knockouts division. I think that there sent a message to the Knockouts division. If TNA don't jump on the back of this and really push the women again, I don't mean just putting them on telly each week. I mean give them a platform. I want to see little TNA posts and that on X or on Facebook or wherever on the socials. I want to see them really pushing the Knockouts, because you look at how big the Knockouts were back in the day. I have this argument all the time. I'm like, the Divas were show ponies, the Knockouts were kicking ass. That's the difference. And we're back to a group of women who are absolutely kicking ass. And Tessa will kick any ass. Or if she doesn't, kick their ass and win, she will have given it her absolute best, because that match there, Jesus Christ. Like I said, they were stiffing moves. They were absolutely battering each other. They were doing moves outside and stuff like that. There was a few times when I looked and I thought, hang on, I don't think this is in the repertoire. I don't think this is in the notes. Do you know what I mean? This looks like they've gone off script, if you will, and they're actually having a fight. And that's how convincing it was if it wasn't like that. And that's how far those women went. Like, they really kicked the shit out of each other, and I was there for it.
Oh, it was great. It was great. And Joe, I totally agree with that. I think they should get a special. They should definitely get the Knockouts Knockdown every year. I think it would be fantastic. This should turn into a pay-per-view. Fuck it. Let's just make it a pay-per-view. Let's see if those knockouts can have a knockout-only pay-per-view, and absolutely smash it.
Sorry, I just seen Mia's comment. I got to be honest, mate, I don't recall hearing that, but the thing is when you've got that sort of reputation, it's down to her to live it down. It's down to her to live it down. Earlier on in the show, what match did I suggest? Her versus Trinity. Is she called Naomi now? Like, not being funny, but that would be a kick-ass match. And if you're going to have outside influences and stuff like that, and you're going to bring that into the storyline, then who knows? Do you know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is, Tessa is on our team now, just like Hogan appeared on WWE and stuff like that. They've got a place to work. They're still doing their jobs and stuff like that.
I totally agree, buddy. I totally agree. You've frozen on us again, my friend. Now, this is definitely something which I think is important. The Knockouts division is fantastic. They're always featured extremely well. But you're right. Maybe they need to do a little bit more. I'm going to go with bonkers on this one. Danny Luna versus Tessa Blanchard would be a phenomenal match. But guys, listen. Josh Alexander then battles Mike Santana, who will make their opponent say, "I quit." We learned earlier tonight that the Northern Army has been banned from the building. Santana leaps over the top, crashing into Alexander on the outside. I loved his entrance, by the way. His entrance was absolutely superb. So he comes out. I like the way they followed him in. They sort of kind of like he was obviously walking through the back. He came in. They followed him, and he went down into the arena through the crowd. It was a very cool moment, and the crowd were proper into him, which was also great to see. But anyway, back to the match. Santana sets up a table at ringside, but Alexander makes him pay with a belly-to-belly throw. Now, Alexander locks in a figure four leg lock, wrapping Santana's legs around the steel ring post in the ring. Alexander hits 2 German suplexes. Santana connects with the running cannonball in the corner. Alexander crashes and burns on a moonsault attempt. Alexander secures the ankle lock, but Santana boots come off for some reason. His boot just comes clean off. Santana goes crashing through the table, but it's not enough to make him say, "I quit." Alexander assaults his ankle with a steel chair, and Santana tells Josh he will have to kill him. Alexander hits the C4 spike, but Santana springs to his feet. Santana gains control with a top rope frog splash, followed by a spin and block. Alexander does not say, "I quit." Turnabout is fair play as Santana zip ties Alexander's hands together. Santana hits another spin and block. Santana cannonballs a table as Alexander crumbles beneath. Mike whips him with a slapjack, then threatens to drive his face into a steel steps, forcing Alexander to say, "I quit." Now, banger of a match. Absolute banger of a match. I'm not going to lie. But hey, Jack, nice to see you, mate. I'll always blame the wife. It's always the wife's fault. But anyway, absolute banger of a match. These guys went at it like there was no tomorrow. They had a fantastic match. I was so happy to see Santana absolutely go hell for leather. He's proven time after time that he is a main event player. And again, he proved it again tonight. I was absolutely over the moon. After the match, Josh Alexander stands up. He shakes Santana's hand, calls him the standard of TNA. Alexander says that he quit tonight and that he's now quit TNA too. We know that Josh is going to be on Impact this Thursday. It is live. No idea what's going to be said. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of, shit going down. I don't know, but we'll have to see. Northern Armory obviously is a thing for him. So, but from what we've heard, his final night with TNA will be this Thursday. So make sure you don't miss it because it's probably going to be explosive. What were your thoughts on the Santana Alexander match before we move on, Craig?
That's my number 2 match. That's my number 2 out of my top 3, man. It was absolutely insane. That finisher, that finishing moment, if you will, with the steps and stuff, just, mate, like, I cringed because I thought, he's actually going to do it. Do you know what I mean? It was just, when they kept giving him the mic and Santana was laughing, saying, like, you're going to have to kill me and stuff like that. Just, I thought this, when Josh turned to him and said, you're never going to be the man, Mike. And then at the end shakes his hand and stuff like that and says he quits TNA. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I thought that was just, the story was built brilliantly. The finish was just built brilliantly. And the fact that we don't have to see Walking Wiener anymore was just the icing on the cake.
Walking Wiener. Yeah, I like that one. So you're not a fan of Josh Alexander then?
I don't know what gave you that impression. But like, no, the thing is like, I just, I have been. I felt he went very, very stale. But then I agree with, I think it was on commentary, they were saying that he never really found his form back after his injury. He had to have a title relinquished and stuff like that. And then he's had the Northern Armory boys carry him a little bit, if you will. I do hope that those boys stick around because I don't think that we've seen the best of them yet. But like, yeah, just
Well,
the whole thing with Josh. Yeah, so I hope that they like, I hope that they. Well, to be fair, I hope on the next Impact, I hope they come into the ring and attack Josh and send him packing. Because he threw them out to Santana and didn't help them. He came out at the end, didn't he? When Santana had to go through them all. So I just think that, like, yeah, amazing story, amazing finish, just a 10 out of 10 match for me, to be fair. But again, that was my second match.
It was awesome, absolutely, and it was an awesome match. Totally loved it. Now, before the scheduled TNA World Tag Team title match between the Hardys and the Rascals, the reigning NXT Tag Team Champions, Fraxium, crossed the line to watch from ringside. They popped chairs down and sat at the bottom of the ramp to watch the show. Interesting, nice to see Fraxium. I think they're a great tag team, so it was cool to see them. Matt Hardy went in the crowd. Into the crowd. The Hardys cut off the ring. They begin to wear Miguel down. The Hardys have Miguel beat with the plot twist, but Wentz breaks the pin. The Hardys fall right into the laps of Fraxium at ringside. Miguel dives through the ropes, but inadvertently collides with Fraxium. Tensions begin to boil over between the Rascals and Fraxium before security removes them from the impact zone. The match continues in the ring as Jeff intercepts top row's offense from Miguel and hits the twist of fate. Matt hits the second twist of fate on Miguel as Jeff capitalizes with a swanton bomb to get the win. Now, again, it was a more story-driven match. I enjoyed the match. It certainly is not in my top matches of the night, but it was a fun match, well constructed, and I think it was there to really sort of kind of forward that storyline between the Rascals and Fraxium. What were your thoughts on this one?
Mate, I just totally agree with what you said. To be fair, I've not really got anything to add to that one. It was a good match, and it was great to see the Hardys go toe-to-toe to the Rascals, but I don't think that's the end of it. Do you know what I mean? I think that it was clouded by Fraxium turning up and stuff like that, and then we've got Fraxium on Impact this week. This next show, so it's just going to be,
which is awesome.
Insane.
Yeah, no, I agree. Look at the Joker, the Rams of pro wrestling, the Hardys. You're correct. They are the Rams. That's for sure. Right. Let's move on. Anything goes in the Clockwork Orange House of Fun with the Knockouts World title on the line. Masha Slamovich uses a staple gun as a weapon. Moments later, Rosemary sprays green mist into the face and the eyes of Slamovich. Slamovich charges at Rosemary, sending them both crashing through the table on the floor. Rosemary reintroduces her to Janice. Of course, Abyss may be gone, but his love of his life has stayed, which is fine. The signature nail file weapon of Abyss. They fight to the top of the stage where Rosemary spears her into a pile of thumbtacks. Back in the ring, Slamovich hits the snowplow into the barbed wire board, but it's not enough. Rosemary pushes Slamovich off the ladder through a table below. Rosemary goes for the pin, but Slamovich somehow kicks out. Slamovich hits Requiem into a collection of steel chairs to retain the Knockouts World Championships. Okay, before we talk about what happened after the match, I love this match. I thought it was great. When it comes to those sort of kind of like hardcore style matches, this is always a fun match. Rosemary is always hardcore, and as we know, Masha really is a hell of a hardcore wrestler, and she's like a deathmatch queen, in all honesty. So this was a good match. I enjoyed it. Again, not one of my top matches, but it was a great match. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I'd definitely say that I agree with you there. They're both very, very hardcore in their ways. I've seen Masha Slamovich out of the company and other companies really go for it. And Rosemary, I think it's Rosemary's time, man. Do you know what I mean? It's got to be the rise of Rosemary this year because she really sacrificed a lot there. And I agree with Joe. Rosemary killed Janice. It's a sad time to see Janice go, but it doesn't look like we'll ever be getting Abyss coming back to the ring. So, thanks for your time, Janice. But yeah, I would say it was. I agree with you. It was a good match. It wasn't in my top ones, but at the same time, I just think that those girls really did put their necks on the line. And it was a lot covered. But I'm really interested to see where this storyline goes now.
Yeah, no, definitely. I totally agree with that. Now, after the match, Masha Slamovich is confronted by NXT's Cora Jade. Now, again, although we're not seeing a top WWE star or whatever people are going on about turn up at Genesis. I know that a few people were a little bit disappointed. They thought we were going to see a little bit more, but when you think about we've just got Cora Jade, who is, I believe, the NXT champion, female champion. We had Rexium, who are the NXT tag champs. We're getting some. That's top quality talent there. So we get Cora Jade confronting Masha. I'm pretty certain they were going to get a match with these guys. I did see Cora Jade on Busted Open saying that she wants to go one-on-one with Masha, and she would put the NXT title on the line, etc., etc. So I think that's obviously where this one is going. Would be quite cool to see. So I'm cool with that. Then we get Ryan Nemeth interrupting the Director of Authority, Santina Marella, Gia Miller, and of course the Busted Open radio panel as they make their predictions for the TNA World Championship main event. Marella bans Ryan from ringside, and so bloody well should. But there you go. There you go. Sorry, I stand corrected. Julia is the NXT Women's Champion. So, but still, either way, Cora Jade is a big deal. So it's all good. It's time for the main event as Joe Hendry challenges Nic Nemeth for the TNA World Championship. Despite being banned from ringside, Ryan Nemeth appears in the crowd after purchasing a front row ticket. I think that he was the man that sold out the arena, buying the very, very last ticket to see his brother compete. Anyway, Nemeth slows the pace as he begins to wear Hendry down. Minutes later, Hendry hits the fall-away slam to begin building momentum. Hendry goes for the standing ovation with Nemeth counters. Nemeth delivers a straight headbutt, but Hendry bounces back with a pop-up powerbomb for 2. Hendry connects with an attitude adjustment for another near fall. Nemeth attempts a top rope crossbody, but Hendry rolls through. Nemeth counters into a famouser for 2. Hendry hits a fall-away slam from the turnbuckles. That was very cool. Frankie Kazarian makes his way to the ringside with the Call Your Shots trophy. But John Layfield neutralizes him with a clothesline from hell. Ryan Nemeth jumps the guardrail and gets a right hand from Layfield. He just literally knocked him straight out.
Yeah.
And which I thought was cool. And not for the first time, I might add. Now, back in the ring. Hendry hits a standing ovation, but somehow, some way, Nemeth kicks out. Nemeth hits the danger zone, but this time it's Hendry who kicks out just in time. Hendry has a resurgence, connecting with one final standing ovation to win the match and become the new TNA World Champion. He did it. Joe Hendry. We all believed that Joe could do it, and he did it. Joe Hendry is the man. Now, after the match, Hendry celebrates with a monumental victory amongst the fans as TNA Genesis goes off there. I just want your final thoughts on Genesis, Craig. What are your final thoughts? And tell you what, give us your top 3 matches as just so that we know.
So I would say that this was number 3. This was my number 3 out of my matches, Hendry versus Nemeth, because I don't want to say it was predictable, but you knew that Layfield was going to be about, because Layfield confirmed it on the socials that he was going to be in the area. And then you had like Kaz come out. We kind of knew that. Ryan Nemeth, yeah, he's going to be about. It did kind of ruin the element of surprise, but we needed it for the storyline to go forward and stuff. Who knows what's going on with John Layfield? Like, it's kind of it kind of went against the grain of what I suggested last week, saying that Nemeth was going to be part of the system and retain a championship and stuff like that and blah blah blah. But again, I want to see where this goes. You know, I really do want to see where this goes. But that was that was my number 3 match. The second was Josh versus Santana, because of all of the moves and the elements of it and the storyline, and it being the final curtain for Josh. And just that finisher where he quit. Like, I was literally covering my eyes. I just thought, he's not going to do it, is he? Because I thought, that's really going to hurt. It's properly going to hurt. There's no way that you can play kayfabe on that. But then my top match had to be Jordynne versus Tessa. It was just an absolute, it raised the bar for the knockouts. It really did. I'm not saying that Masha and Rosemary wasn't on par with that. I'm not saying that the tag titles wasn't on par with that. I'm just saying that match, to see those two talents go against each other with that genuine hate and stuff like that and perform like they did, absolutely brilliant. That was the match of the night for me.
Yeah. Okay, fair. So I'm going to go my top 3 on that, and mine are pretty much the same as you. Blanchard, Grace top, Masha, Rosemary second, and obviously Nemeth, Hendry third. In terms of, what am I talking about? Josh Santana first, Tessa, Jordynne, and then the main event for me was the top 3 matches. I think it was just overall, it was a fantastic show. There was not one match that I didn't enjoy. I loved the flow. I loved the pace of the show. It just seemed to flow beautifully from one moment to the next. I love the way that the opening 2 matches sort of kind of became almost like one segment.
Yeah.
I loved all of that. I thought it was really good. I loved the NXT guys turning up, doing their thing, was good. And Jake something was also a highlight for me, mate. Just smashing the crap out of the Adonis guy.
Yeah, I don't think that's their only meat.
Absolutely love that. Yeah, absolutely. I loved it. I'm going to give Genesis 8 out of 10.
Sorry, Slammer.
Slammer
saying, like Kermit the Frog said, a big fight feel. Like that, I know exactly what he means when he says Kermit the Frog. We all do.
Yeah, totally. I loved it. I'm extremely excited to see what we're going to get at the Live Impact tapings. I said there's more to come, and I think we might see a debut on Thursday night. So let's talk about Impact Live this Thursday on Access TV. It's the fallout from Genesis. We're going to get we're going to hear from TNA World Champion, of course, Joe Hendry. We're going to hear, which is going to be great. I can't wait to hear what he has to say. Love it. Thank you. Appreciate it. And of course, we're going to get Rascals versus NXT Fraxium, or I believe the NXT tag titles. I think so. I'm sure that's what he said on the thing. Okay, which would be absolutely awesome. Yeah. And could you imagine if the Rascals actually win?
Well, I kind of, I would love for them to win. Not only that, but I'd love for them to win and then go on NXT and then challenge someone, and just like I'm just going to go off on a rant. Do you know what I mean? And I'm going to refrain from doing it. It's just having all those worlds come together. Like I said, if we said this a couple of years ago, people would have been like, what the hell are you on about? And now it's merged. We've made that deal. It's public. We've all had our suspicions. It's out there. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and all that lot. Just, oh mate, it's insane. It really is insane, and I love it. I can't wait to see what happens.
It definitely is. Thank you very much for the super chat there,
what a
Swag.
question,
really,
though.
really appreciate
Does
that.
Cena accept Hendry's
What's
challenge? Oh, man. Like, do you know what? Like I've just said there, I really hope so. I really, really do hope that we're just going to see this massive crossover. People are saying Hendry's in the Royal Rumble. Why wouldn't he be in the Royal Rumble? It's a no-brainer, surely.
And Cena's in the Royal Rumble.
In the Royal Rumble. Let's have them face off against each other. Do you know what I mean? And then look at what Jordynne Grace said. She said WrestleMania with the Ultimate X.
Just think about this. Joe Hendry eliminates John Cena from the Royal Rumble. Can you imagine it? That's it. There's your feud. It's set up. Let's go.
And then Hendry's in the ring and gets eliminated by Tyrus.
Tyrus?
They're on about.
That would definitely be a surprise.
They're on about Hacksaw Jim Duggan being in the Royal Rumble. They're on about Hulk Hogan being in the Royal Rumble. Do you know what I mean? It's just like every single time they just bring out anyone and everyone, and it never happens. Do you know what I mean? The most you're gonna get is Sheamus probably eliminate Hendry, something like that. But Barry Monkey says Tyrus is the goat. Tyrus is a goat. He's a fucking moron. Yeah, just no. Doing that dance that he done, nah.
Almost as good as the Shearer
Shuffle. Nowhere near as good as the Shearer Shuffle. Do you know what I mean? Shearer comes out.
Okay.
Shearer comes out, eliminates Hendry. Then Alan Shearer comes out and eliminates Shearer. Imagine.
Oh, mind blown. Could be
I've been online too long, mate. I'm talking absolute shit.
Yeah, and Jack, you're right, buddy. It will be absolutely stacked the Rumble. I actually put a reminder actually on Netflix to make sure I watch the Rumble.
Oh, it's on there, isn't it?
I think yeah, man, yeah, it's all on there. So you can watch Raw, you can watch SmackDown, NXT, whatever you want. It's all on there. So I'm trying every now and again. I'm trying. It's just finding the time for me. I just don't have the time. I'd love to watch it all, so I got like the full round and picture. But I just don't have the time. Unfortunately. But yeah, it could be crazy. Absolutely insane. We've then got Spitfire with Masha versus obviously Heather and Ash by Elegeance and Rosemary. Now, what do you think? I mean, where's that come from?
I think it's a backward step. Do you know what I mean? I think we're gonna we're gonna need to get some storyline there, because not being funny, Masha joining Spitfire, yeah, I could see that they've kind of got a bit in common and stuff like that. Like the Elegance girls and Rosemary, like
That's a weird one.
Like, are we killing off the Elegance girls? Are we killing them off now? Because I would like.
I don't know.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Maybe Rosemary takes him to the undead realm
and hopefully leaves
gives him a makeover.
There. Do you know what I mean? Let's just
no, give him a makeover. Let's bring Rose. Let's bring Ash and Heather by Rosemary.
This is by Rosemary. Oh, I like that. This is Bison confessing his love for goth chicks.
Goth chicks, do love a goth chick. But there you go. The System versus the Hardys.
Insane.
Now, it doesn't say that's a title match. It just says the System versus the Hardys is happening. So I'm intrigued to see what goes down with that one. But I mean, again, the System are a good tag team. You can't deny that. Eddie and Myers are a great tag team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another go with the Hardys. Why not? Hey, why not? And that's pretty much all we've got actually announced. I believe Tessa's going to talk as well. Let me just check what I've got on my little list. Yes, we're going to hear from Tessa. apparently as well on her monumental victory against Jordynne Grace. So I'd be interested in see what she has to say. Whether she gets "you're a racist" chant as she comes in the ring, I don't know. Maybe it's not in the ring. It could be a promo thing. I've heard a few other things that are gonna go down, but none of them were there. I don't want to say too much because I hadn't seen it prior to setting the show up, so I might be wrong. It's just something I caught a glance on, so I'm not going to mention it. But apparently, there's another match as well set up to do with the digital media title. I think they're going to have a you know, that's it. Rosemary by Elegeance. That'd be interesting, Simon. I'm down with that. So yeah, so it looks like we're gonna get the digital media title. Being,
I saw someone someone on the chats and stuff, not on this chat, but like, you know, I do have a little scope now and then. And someone said we should make it the TNA Plus title.
TNA Plus title?
Yeah, I think that would be pretty good because obviously it's digital media because that is TNA Plus. But I think if you had a TNA Plus title, then that would give a push. The thing that bugged me the most about digital media title, like I always throw it back to Rohit Raju when he had the X Division, I think it was, and he was taking it for dinner. He was like taking it to the gym and everything. And he was showing it off. That's how a digital media champ should be. I want to see daily updates of what you're doing with your belt. I want you to be proud of it. Do you know what I mean? I don't want just some like weird title and stuff like that. Like, you know, if we gave it to Johnny Swinger, I would have excused him because he didn't have a clue what Twitter was. He thought Twitter was the name of a stripper or something. Do you know what I mean? But like, you know, if you give it to someone, then I want them to push it. I want them to show their love for the title because that to me just shows that they love the company. But if you're going to take a bloody sledgehammer to it on a crappy chair in some like indie show, good riddance to you. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to disrespect us like that, thanks for your time. Take care. Bye-bye.
See you later. Yeah. Can I just answer Jack quickly?
Go on.
Jack's asking about what our thoughts are on the Dudleys versus the Hardys final match. If that could appear in TNA or whether that'll end up obviously on WWE, I think the likelihood is that it will be in TNA if it happens.
I reckon it'll be WrestleMania. I do. I reckon it'll be WrestleMania.
I reckon there'll be entrants in the Royal Rumble.
What, all four people?
All four of them, yeah, all four of them, and one of them will kick out one of the Hardys, one of them will kick out one of the Dudleys, and there you have it. You've got a feud. Done.
Yeah,
sorted. You know what I mean? Creative sorted, creative done.
I reckon we could do it in TNA because we did have 3D back a while ago, didn't we? You know, that was great to see. But like, yeah, just have them back one more time. But it'd be good if we had like Christian Cage turn up with the rated R superstar Cope or Adam Copeland, or I don't know what he's calling it, Edge to everyone else. Do you know what I mean? But like, it'd be cool if they just turned up and just sat in the crowd to watch it or something. Do you know what I mean? I know that it sounds like I'm talking, you know, way above now, but look, we're looking at things that are unexpected right now. Do you know what I mean? And a match like that, the world's going to be watching because it's just a throwback to how it used to be.
Exactly. I mean, it would be great. There's no reason why we couldn't.
And then the Hardys win with 3D.
They can all still go. Oh yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Or they put Bully Ray through a table. That's what you need. That would be awesome, especially if it's got some artwork on from.
Or
Jeff.
We get Dixie Carter jumps out the crowd and puts Bully for a table.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, bring back Dixie. That would be cool. I don't want to bin the title. I like the idea of TNA Plus, the TNA Plus title. I like the idea of that. But I've always said I think there should be an Explosion title, and it should go to like indie guys. They should bring in. What they should do is that they should bring in indie guys that they're looking at or whatever. Give them a little bit of a run. Say, oh, this guy's really good. I'll tell you what, we'll put the Explosion title on him. He can have like, I don't know, a month's worth of matches for Explosion, then lose it, drop it to some other indie talent who then gets it for a month, and they get to see him say for 4 or 5 matches as a champion. I don't know. I think that would be cool. I like that idea, but that's me. Okay, guys, listen. That is pretty much all we got time for this week. We could go on and on and on and on all night. but we have to have some dinner, and it looks like I've got to go and sort out some subscription before I get clobbered. So that is pretty much all we got time for today. Also, if you want to show your support with the TNI UK team, please feel free to drop us a super sticker or don't hesitate to head over to prowrestlingtees.com/total nonstop impact for some great t-shirts, or head over to our exclusive Spreadshirt merch store. And of course, all the links are below. As always, go and check that out. All the TNI shows are available to all of you Listen on the Go fans as audio only via SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. We, of course, are there. Where can we find you on the socials, my friend?
It's pretty easy. It's just LimpstarUK, and you put that in, and it will show me up pretty much everywhere. I'm LimpstarUK on things like Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. I've got my Limpstar page, which is mainly my DJing and stuff, on Facebook. I'm doing a series of 20 years of Limpstar DJ mixes on my SoundCloud, and there's only one up at the moment, but I'm going to try and do 20 over the course of the year. So if you're on SoundCloud, then go and check that out when you've checked out the TNI UK show, of course. But mate, I'm pretty much everywhere. I'm just trying to push myself and trying to keep going and get it out there.
Nice. Thank you for the super sticker, Somerset.
Yeah,
really
man.
do
Cheers,
appreciate it. You're the lad. You're the man. And of course, you can find. Where can we find Joe and his sanity? Joe, put your stuff. I can't remember.
Joe's stuff will be in the comments.
Yeah, Joe, put your stuff in the comments, lad, so that everyone can follow you. Anyway, and if you want to follow TNI on the socials at We Talk Impact, you can find us everywhere.
And you might keep your sanity.
And if you do find us, yes, you may keep your sanity. You never know. Anyway, and if you're interested in finding out more about myself, you can find me on, of course, the Twitter, the X, at Lord Bison 45. Go and give me a follow. I'm creeping up my follows at the moment, really are. Take care, Gibster. But I'm also on TikTok now, so get over there. Support a brother on TikTok at Bison by Design. I know that America is great again. I know that America has got TikTok back again. So come on, guys. If you're in the States, come and follow the Bison on TikTok. If you're in the UK, follow the Bison on TikTok at Bison by Design. And of course, on the X at Lord Bison 45. I cannot wait to interact with you guys. Please take the time to help us out moving up the rankings on YouTube by giving us a thumbs up. And if you're new to us and you like what you see, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. And don't forget to give the bell a tickle, a squeeze, and of course a smash to never miss any of the great content coming out from the TNI US and of course UK teams. All TNA related content every single week. With all that said, I've been Bison. Of course, he's been our resident DJ himself, Limpster UK, and this has been episode 214 of Impacted. Take care, everyone.